You know, if it's March Madness, I have to say this as soon as that great intro comes in, but I have to give you a piece on this. The bottom line is Mario's going to give you the greatest March Madness intro
Madness,
ever.
And they mad because the jockstrap's too tight. We do a new sports, and we mad in March. Got to take our meds. Watching too much ball, button ready to head in the baseball season, which we all hate anyway. Yeah.
You know,
baseball season is coming.
Yeah, right.
Auga.
Right.
Baseball season is coming.
Hey, look, let me do this real quick. Welcome to New Sports. And all I'm going to say is, and this is my question, who is or which team in the NCAA March Madness tournament is the real Cinderella team? Now, after I say that, you guys can go ahead and chime in, put in your votes and everything, but there's only like about 4 teams, and I'm going to give you one that's left out because I don't believe they're a Cinderella team anymore. And I'm leaving out this team that starts with a B called Butler. Butler University is not a Cinderella team anymore. They have risen to the level of being a powerhouse. In the meantime, which NBA basketball team will reach the Elite 8 of the Cinderella teams? And here are the teams. The teams are VCU, Richmond, Marquette, or Florida State. Now, here's the caveat. You got VCU, Virginia Commonwealth, at-large bid. That means they weren't part of the regular group that was selected. They had to win a pregame to get in the room, the group of 64.
They call them an underdog.
They call them more than that. They call them Virginia Commonwealth.
I'm with you, buddy.
All right.
Virginia Commonwealth.
Right. Now, I have to give it, Rodriguez here, you look at this cat, man. It's amazing what he's doing. I mean, he's leading this team that basically was nowhere on the map, and they've already made history because they're the first team to actually get an at-large selection and win 3 games. And they defeated our local team called the USC Trojans. Remember that, Mario?
I know Trojans. You carry one in my wallet.
Here we go. They're
wonderful.
Here we go. There goes. Oh, so I can just warn you guys. Let me just say this.
They got the receptacle tip on
you know what? I'm just going to get myself together here because here's the bottom line. Sports wrapped in sex wrapped around in sports, but it really only works when we have women in the camp. But in the meantime, if you see...
we regularly have women who want to talk about sports.
Yes, we do.
There's a lot of them running around.
And here's the one thing. DeVoe said this.
Some of them.
Well, I'm going to just say this. Let me get back. Let me do this. I don't want to go off track. Let me just get back to this part. Here's your teams. You got the Elite 8 coming up. You got teams that are going to be competing against each other.
Right.
Which of these teams do you think is the real Cinderella team? And the second part of it is, which one of these teams will move on to victory to the next round, Mario, of the ones I have listed here?
Because some of them, I don't know if you count them as Cinderella to me, but VCU, definitely Cinderella.
Okay.
So I don't know, but I'm going to root for them.
Okay.
One thing I like about this, Vic, is that the March Madness is that upsets is part of the routine.
Right.
There are always upsets. In fact, they're already talking about how fast the Big East sort of tumbled out of there.
Yeah, overrated.
You're right. Well,
they said overrated.
I ain't going all that. See, how you going to say that? They said it was the best conference. And
right.
These were the winners from the quote-unquote best conference. Now they all say they overrated. I'll say you the ones rated them. So, I don't know, but I'll go with VCU, Vic. I'll go with VCU, but I wonder about Richmond.
Well, I'll say this. I'm right along with you. I'm going to say that VCU is the real Cinderella team. And the reason why I say that is because they're an at-large bid. So, I mean, that's even far better than any performing team in the history of the 64-team tournament.
Right.
Now, they're all considered lower seeds. And so VCU is a 11 seed. Florida State is a 10 seed. So you got Richmond that's a 12 seed. Marquette is a lower seed too as well. So these are teams that are considered Cinderella. But I think as the country mobilizes itself, it's going to pick a team that they want to see that has the likelihood of challenging the next round far as success. Now, here's the teams when we look at them, because the bottom line is you got VCU versus Florida State, which is considered Florida State the best defensive team right now in the tournament. And you got Kansas State. Excuse me.
Well, those are the names you hear every year, right?
Right.
I mean, Florida State, that's why I said in terms of who's the Cinderella. You hear Florida State's name. You hear Kansas State. You definitely hear North Carolina.
Right, but you really hear Florida, and there's a typo. I have Kansas State, and it's really Kansas. It's not Kansas State. Kansas State already got knocked out. They lost.
Man, what's with the damn typo? Well, that's a big-ass typo. That's like the difference. That's Kansas State versus Kansas.
Wait a minute now.
That's a big mistake.
Well, watch this. I'm going to put it in my tweet. I'm going to say, Mario sent me Kansas State, and it says, that's the other shit. So
yeah, that's right. That's the other shit.
All right. So now the bottom line is this: you got VCU against Florida State, and Florida, the team that we usually hear about being in the tournament, is Florida more so than Florida State.
Right.
So you got also Kansas versus Richmond, North Carolina versus Marquette. Which of these teams of the lower seeds do you believe will move on to the next round?
Marquette. Well, not versus no. Excuse me. The next Florida. No. See, you said of that group, so you are setting them up.
Right, they're already playing in the same. They're in the same bracket. Most of them.
Kansas State is going to win.
No, not Kansas State. Kansas.
Excuse me. Kansas.
My typo.
All right, because North Carolina is going to win.
So you think North Carolina? Okay,
they're going to win.
So okay. So the likelihood you're eliminating teams. So right now you're saying North Carolina, Marquette, North Carolina is in.
Right.
Kansas versus Richmond. Does Richmond have a better chance defeating Kansas, or Florida State or VCU a better chance of defeating Florida State?
I think Florida State has a better chance.
VCU
versus VCU.
Yeah, VCU to me is a team that can get by Florida State. It has the best chance because Kansas right now is on a roll. It's on a roll of life. Ohio State and Kansas are playing at different levels, and if they keep sustaining themselves, they're beating teams by 25, 30 points right now, and they're in the round of the final 16, so it doesn't look good. So if I had to pick one, I think I'm going to pick the one that I believe can give you a problem. I'll say VCU against Florida State, but one I think Kansas may take Richmond for granted. It's a small chance. So I'm not going to.
I wonder what Kansas State would do.
Yeah, since they're out. You're wrong, man. Why you want to talk about me, man? Leave me alone. That's jacked up. He's going to sit up here and talk about me. I got to be my own publisher.
That's Topeka versus, isn't it? They funny about, I don't know them Kansas State. All right.
See, I'm ushering this show along because I know what he's doing, but I'm going to the next one because I wanted to get to this last week and we didn't have a chance to. Every time we heard about this, and for you guys just to know this, the NFL lockout and all that is not going to be headlined during March Madness. It just can't compete. The stories in there, you need something significant in that development for it to take on a headline story. So I'm not expecting this to get a lot of coverage until after the first week of March. But I'm going to go to something that's kind of interesting to me. I said, you hear people talk about, I'll play for free. They always attribute that to players who may be arguing about or trying to negotiate contracts. So the first thing people sit there and think about is, oh, man, I'll play for free. I said, okay, well, here's my question.
Hell no.
Here's my question. Which side of the NFL would you work for free? As a corporate exec or an NFL player? Which side?
A corporate exec, because you expect to get it. It's not really you're not really expecting it to be for free. You're working with the business for some perks later on. And you do some business, some free stuff for the players. You may not get nothing later on.
Wait a minute.
I don't know.
Wait a minute. There's a thing called intern. There's a thing of a lot of young people are interning and working for free in corporate America to get hone their skills and everything.
That's why it's an accepted way of work. I haven't heard about interns doing well working for the players.
Right.
That's like some of the cheerleaders might be working for the players.
So before I even get your answer on this one, let me just go. Let's go. Man, you had to go there. The cheerleaders go under the bus. Check it out. There was a term that made this subject come up in my mind for me. It says, there's no slavery in the NFL because, and here's the choices, and you let me know if any of these choices are close to the one you actually believe. 1, you are not abducted or taken against your free will. 2, you're paid usually in 7 figures in a bad year. 3, your NFL afterlife hopes is to mimic a thriving business enterprise. Or 4, you may own a franchise in the future and be on the other side of the fence. Which one do you believe, or are all these the reasons why there is no NFL slavery? What do you believe, Mario?
Well, I guess there are reasons why slavery it's not so much slavery as a sharecropper.
You know what? Come on, man.
A sharecropper relationship.
No. Well,
So they're all true.
they're all true.
Yeah.
So you
Sharecropper.
So the bottom line is you're saying there's no slave.
High price flunky.
Okay. So what you're
That's
saying?
what I mean. Well, that's a lot of corporate jobs are high price flunky.
Okay.
I mean, that's what Donald Trump's assistant is, sort of.
Right.
So I mean, it's, some people say so.
Okay. So and we're all in agreement right now that bottom line is that when they use that term, when Adrian Peterson used that term, he went way out of bounds on that.
He meant the plantation system, which exists. That's what the NCAA sits on top of, is the college plantation system.
Right. I understand that. But if there is a plantation system and you're getting paid the amount of money that you're getting, isn't it hard to use that term when almost everybody who puts on the jersey is 7 figures and above?
Well, like I said, it's a sharecropper.
See, sharecroppers didn't make that kind of money.
They're paying them for all the ones that they took advantage of in college as they make all this money off of broadcasting March Madness.
Okay.
But these players can't even sell their own jerseys.
Okay. Now, getting back.
Okay.
And I got you on this. Now, let's get back to the $65,000 question, inflation. If you had to, and you were a prisoner of war, and you had to work for free, exec or NFL player, that means you are qualified to get a contract.
I'd rather work with the exec.
For free?
If I had to work for free, I'd rather work as Hefner's assistant. Hugh Hefner's assistant.
Wait a minute.
Because all the ones he say, Mario, do these ones. I'm too tired. I got to take a nap. Do these two.
Okay,
well, so if I had to work somebody, I'd work in corporate as Hugh Hefner's assistant.
You wait a minute, man.
Next best assistant is Rush Limbaugh because he got them good drugs.
Wait a minute.
They be trying to act nice to you because you'll be his one black friend.
Okay.
He'll be really nice to you.
I'm going to say this. You're wrong. You're wrong. I'm going to say this. I'm going to eliminate Hugh Hefner because he's not into professional football. As an owner, if there was a team that you had to work free for under ownership, which team would that be?
If I say it again?
If you under ownership, if you had to work for free as an exec, because you picked exec over a player playing free. And that's a smart move because you save your body and the mind keeps flowing. Which team ownership or team organization would you work for free if you had?
In NFL?
Yes, NFL.
Well, that's hard because I don't know all of them. But okay.
I know one you could.
I know who would. I would work well with Jerry Jones.
Really? You think so?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'll take care of business.
Okay.
Jerry's gonna pay. One thing about Jerry,
right?
Jerry wants you to perform, but he don't have no problem paying for it.
Right.
That's one thing about. If you want some dollars, he break out the checkbook.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. I'll give you a second organization, Pittsburgh, the Rooney family.
They're good. They're good people. I understand.
Yeah.
So that's a good one.
Okay.
I don't know how much they pay.
I know.
Jerry pays.
I know.
But I like, and plus they in Pittsburgh. I have to live in Pittsburgh.
You're right.
It's voted one of those good livable places. But after Franco Harris, what do they have?
Oh, I see what you're doing. Throwing them under the bus. All right.
I'm just saying. I'm not sure I want to live in Pittsburgh. It's a little too cold.
Okay.
They don't have all they don't have all the factory smoke and all that. Steel mills. They don't have all that anymore.
Right.
But still, dude, and they've supposedly voted one of the most livable cities.
Yeah.
But man, that weather, dude. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Every year.
Hey, I'm with you.
All right.
Okay. All right. Here we go. We're going to go on to another. I would cover more in March Madness, but the story doesn't.
Why are they mad?
First of all, you had a cat named Madness, and you know why.
Sure did.
And the cat looked like he was mad all the time.
I'm just telling you, I still can't get over that. That's actually a true story that we had a woman that asked us.
Right.
What else? She said, "Why are they mad?"